My brothers and sisters, what is going on, everybody? This is Steel Sermon in the house on this Sunday evening with another video and another Steeler recap on a victory as we get the job done down in Atlanta by a final of 19-16. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be blunt in this video, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything because honestly, I'm kind of getting sick and tired of sitting down here every single week. Not just for this season, not just for the past two seasons, and not just for the past, 4 or 5 seasons since 2018 or whatever. I'm talking about years, okay? Years that the Pittsburgh Steelers have done this, They play great in the first half. They take their foot off the gas pedal. Then they need either the other team to have self-inflicted wounds and then come up with a big play out of nowhere on defense or offense to come away with a win that should have been dominated from the get-go. But it is what it is. And as always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Links are posted in the box down below. 19-16. So I'm just going to jump right into it, and I'm going to start with the offense for this one. Like I said, offense played great in the first half. We were moving the sticks. There was actually some creativity with the play calling today, and we were just doing everything that we needed to do. 19 minutes, over 19 minutes in time of possession for the first half for the Pittsburgh Steelers this afternoon. We were dominating them in total yards. We were running the ball down their throats. We were mixing up the play calling. We were having productive drives, and we were getting points on the board. We're up 16-6 at halftime. And what happened in the second half? Just what happened? Completely taking your foot off the gas pedal in the second half of this game. Like I said, not just this year, not just last year, not just, the past 4 or 5 seasons. I'm talking about every year. Every single year. This team does this to us. I've been a Pittsburgh Steelers fan 20 years now, and it happens every year. Plain and simple. And the guy that I'm going to rant on in this video, not going to destroy in this video, because thank the Lord it didn't cost us this game, Diontae Johnson. This guy ought to be in prison for 2 years for robbing the Pittsburgh Steelers, not getting paid $18 million for 2 years to completely just drop passes and then drop another pass that could have led to a turnover. Thank the Lord that it got overturned and it wasn't a fumble. But geez, man, this guy is so aggravating. I think he is starting to climb the ladder right up there with Dan Moore for being my least favorite guy on the team. I tried to defend Diontae Johnson. I tried to give him some slack. I tried to say things like, he's still young. He still needs to learn. He dropped passes in 2020. He's still learning. He had a couple rookie mistakes in 2019. Diontae Johnson this, Diontae Johnson that. How many freaking plays does it take for a wide receiver making that much money to come up with a crucial catch? Kenny Pickett throws a beautiful pass into his hands. He drops it. Kenny Pickett throws it to him on 3rd and 5. He holds on to it, and then he turns over to try and make forward progress, and it was initially ruled a fumble. Thank the Lord it got overturned because they say he didn't have complete control of the ball. Do better. For real. You could take $18 million, go to the top of the Roberto Clemente Bridge, and then throw it off the bridge into the Allegheny. That'd be a better use of money than paying that overpaid scrub. Catch the ball. What I say in my pregame, help out your quarterback. Not even that, Diontae. Help out your freaking quarterback. And you're lucky this is all I'm giving Diontae Johnson in this video, because if we would have lost today, I would have been way harder on him. Do better, sir. Do better, for real. The offense in general needs to do better. Dan Moore, you can always count on that guy to have a holding call or to be pushed into the pass rush or to cause the quarterback to have a sack. I mean, this guy is second in the league with penalties. That should say enough about how trash he is, which is why we need to get a left tackle in the draft this spring. I'm not talking about next year. I'm not talking about 2 years from now. I'm talking about this coming spring. I want us to get a left tackle and get Dan Moore off this team for good. As a matter of fact, Dan, stay down in Atlanta. Don't even take the team plane back to Pittsburgh. Stay in Atlanta. Other than that, the offense had glimpses today. Najee Harris, another great game for him, and I love to see it, man. You know, after the Philly game, I was sitting down here saying things like, oh, you know, should we start listening to trade offers for Najee Harris? Ever since that video, Najee Harris has turned in a really good season. He was running the ball. He was being fluid. He was breaking loose. He was finding holes. He was fighting while finding holes as well. That's the kind of play that I want to see from Najee Harris. 86 yards on the ground today on 16 carries. Had a couple of catches today. I think Najee played incredibly well today. He had that nasty stiff arm as well. Looked like he was dribbling the head. He looked like he slammed down someone on Atlanta. I don't remember who it was. Slammed his head down on a stiff arm. Looked like he was dribbling a basketball. But yeah, Najee Harris, I think he's starting to develop. Maybe he's just a late bloomer. I don't know. Maybe he secretly watches my videos about him. I don't know. But the point is, whatever this guy's eating for breakfast, whatever he puts in his protein shakes, however he scrambles his eggs, whatever he does that's done different over the course of this past month and a half, I love to see it. Najee, keep up the good work. Kenny Pickett, I thought he played okay today. I thought he played well. You know, nothing eye-popping again. Nothing fantastic again. Nothing amazing again. But I thought Kenny Pickett played well enough for us to win this game. You know, he was completing passes. He was reading defenses better. The only real complaint that I had with Kenny Pickett at all today is that he overthrew Pat Freiermuth early in the game. Would have been a walk-in touchdown. It would have made it 26-16 for us. That's really the only complaint that I had for Kenny Pickett today. Again, I'm chopping it down to it just being a rookie mistake. I'm chopping it down to just him, you know, missing the assignment right there. But he made up for it right away. Very next drive, hits Pat Freiermuth for like a 70-yard completion. Amazing play. Amazing. Pat Freiermuth turned in a really solid game as well, especially on that connection right there. It went for like 70 yards. I don't know how much it was, but just overall, he rattled off tacklers, broke off 2 or 3 tackles, then stiff-armed a guy. He was loose for about 30 yards before he got tackled at the 10. Kenny Pickett was using his legs again. He scrambled for a decent chunk of yards. We saw him sneak once or twice. I thought Kenny Pickett played well enough for us to win this game. And he even put his body on the line trying to block for Najee on a play. That's the kind of play that I like to see from Najee Harris right there. He is a quarterback, but he ain't afraid to put his body on the line. He's not afraid to take one for the team. A lot of these quarterbacks nowadays, they're sissies. They're afraid to get hit. They're afraid, you know, to take some blood and to get some dirt on their uniform. Not Kenny Pickett. I said this in the Twins' stream too, if you were there. Certain football cities in the United States, you have to play with a level of toughness. You have to have a level of grit. New York City's one of them cities. Chicago's one of those cities. Philadelphia's one of those cities. As douchey of a city as it is, it's still one of them cities. And Pittsburgh's one of them cities. If you're not tough in Pittsburgh as a quarterback, you're never going to last here. And Kenny Pickett is tough. He's a football player. And that's what wins me over for him personally as being the starting quarterback of this team. Not so much that he, you know, plays a little safe in his rookie year. Not so much that he can throw dimes. And, you know, he threw an absolute bullet to the end zone for Connor Hayward for a touchdown reception to make it 13-3, I think. That was the only offensive touchdown that we had all day today. We should have had more because this offense just continues to keep points off the board. And I don't know if it's play calling. I don't know if it's a collective issue. Whatever the case is, this offense isn't scoring enough. And I think George Pickens had every right to be frustrated. And I'm going to cover that more in my Victory Monday tomorrow. But I think George Pickens has a little bit of a warrant to be frustrated. Now, granted, I think he should have handled himself a little bit better when he saw him slam his helmet down on the sideline. But I understand his frustration. And again, I don't know what to boil it down to. If it's Kenny Pickett missing him, where he is wide open, or if George Pickens is not getting open himself. I don't know the full story of it. I'm not there. I'm just going by what I see on the TV. But again, I understand his frustration. I'm going to cover more of that in my Victory Monday tomorrow. Defense. Good Lord. I don't know what happened to this defense, but there is no way that you can call this defense a top 10 unit. Oh, but Steel Sermon, we won the game. No. I'm not going to say, but at least we won. This defense today almost cost us the game. How many freaking times is this defense going to get burned by screen passes? How many times is this defense going to play soft zone defense and not generate any pressure? Because here's the thing about playing soft zone defense. If you're going to play soft zone, you have to have a little bit of pressure. And this defense generated like no pressure today outside of that one time that we got to Mariota today. How many times are we going to play man-to-man defense at the goal line? Just go figure. The one time that we actually do play man-to-man, it's at the wrong time. How many times is Terrell Edmunds not going to be played in the box? Because for as critical as I am on Terrell Edmunds, he is a way better box safety than he is a coverage safety, and it is shown repeatedly over the years. Put this guy in safety blitzes. Put this guy in blitz packages. He does better in them. I don't think Terrell Edmunds had one play today where he was in a safety blitz. And you would have also heard me say this in the Twins' stream as well, where the Falcons converted that fourth down, where it was a screen pass. I said, you have to put Terrell Edmunds in the box right there. They would have stopped him. Just inexcusable, man, how bad this defense was until that interception by Minkah Fitzpatrick, which was set up by, for once, a really smart coaching decision by Mike Tomlin, where we elected to punt the ball on fourth down when we were in field goal range, and we pinned Atlanta all the way down to like the 2-yard line. And then Mariota on the very next play threw that interception to Minkah Fitzpatrick. If that was Mike Tomlin's mindset right there, I give Tomlin all the credit in the world for that. But still, that was one great play to close out the game by Minkah. Okay, that doesn't warrant the entire defense getting a pass. This defense was the reason that this was a 3-point game. This defense could easily have lost us the game. Thank the Lord they didn't lose us the game. But I expect better out of this defense. This defense is the most expensive, highest paid defense in the league, and they are out there getting burned week in and week out by the simplest of things, and zero adjustments are being made. And I think Tomlin ought to have the same fire that I have in this video with this defense going into next week, because you are playing the Baltimore Ravens next week, who may not have Lamar Jackson in that game because he is injured. Do better, defense. Plain and simple. And no, I'm not sitting down here going like, oh, we won the game still, so I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that anymore, okay? I expect better. You're up 16-6 at halftime, and you get completely outmatched in the second half. I expect better. This was another incredibly ugly win for us. It's nice that we won the game. Good for the team. But here's the thing with me. It is getting harder and harder and harder and harder week in and week out to see this team squeak one out by the skin of their teeth by a game that should have been won 2 quarters ago. Because if this offense had any sort of cohesion at all, we would have blown this team out. If this defense could make any sort of stops at all, we would have blown this team out. But again, nothing I can do about it. All I can do is sit down here, give you my thoughts on it. We got the win. We're 5-7. Okay? I'll be fair though. I don't care how you do it next week. I don't care how you do it. Go back to Pittsburgh and beat the Baltimore Ravens. You want to shut me up? You want me to, not say, well, you barely won. This is a game that we should have lost. You want me to not say that? Do one thing. Go up to Heinz Field next week and beat the Ravens, because I can guarantee you, it don't matter what the records are. you can throw records out the window when the Steelers and Ravens play. And that's shown. 2015, Ravens beat us with Ryan Mallett, a game that nearly knocked us out of playoff contention. 2012, the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl, second match of the year, Big Ben was injured, Charlie Batch goes into Baltimore and beats the Ravens. You can throw records out the window when those two teams play. Just do your job, beat the damn Ravens. This is an Atlanta team that you should have passed all over. And I'm giving Kenny Pickett credit. He played well enough to win, but it wasn't eye-popping again. This was a defense that was the 28th ranked passing defense in the league. Have him take some shots down the field. Oh, excuse me, when he did take shots down the field, his receivers weren't helping him out. I'm just tired of, the excuses, and I'm tired of things just going like, well, we left so many points on off the board. There were so many bad play calls. I'm tired of that. Do better. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you think down below. This is Steel Sermon checking on out for the night. May God be with you all.